Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun recaps, reviews, and discussions. Some of our favorite shows. This video, we are talking P-Valley. I apologize for being late with my P-Valley video. Y'all know I was sick over the weekend, and it's like I've been trying to catch up on everything all week. I think this is the last video I have to catch up on. So we're talking P-Valley. This is season 2, episode 3, The Dirty Dozens. Before we get into the video, please click that thumbs up button if you like the video, you like P-Valley, you like my reviews. Click that subscribe button so you can get all the notifications of when I upload videos. Also, don't forget to share and please comment. Y'all know I love to read y'all's comments. Y'all be filling me in on insights on the show, and we could just talk about everything that's going on, right? So anyway, also, before I get started, I know The Chi either started back or is coming back. Is it this week or next week? I'm not sure which day. I gotta resubscribe to Showtime. I'm on the fence about reviewing the Chi, so I'll let y'all know for sure if I decide to or not. I don't even know if I'm gonna get into this new season or not. I like the show, but everybody knows after the first 3 seasons, it just went in different directions. I mean, it's still good, but then it just be... some things be a little off, but I don't know. I'm still gonna probably watch it though. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna review it or not. So anyway, I definitely want to review Married to Medicine though for sure, and then Potomac Housewives when they come back also. So anyway, let's just get into P-Valley. Don't forget all that, because y'all know things change for me. So let's just get into P-Valley. So anyway, the episode starts off with Roulette. She's in the red room with this guy, and you can tell he's really enjoying himself in there, if you know what I mean. And so then she has a mask on because, you know, still that hot mess time we went through in 2020, aka the pandemic. So they got to keep their mask on in a strip club. I already know they sweating and probably can't breathe with their mask on. But she got on like under the bandana thing. Those was not protecting nobody from no germs. But anyway, so she doing her thing in there, and she got her private areas out, okay? And so then he was like, take your mask off, I want to see your lips. And so then she's like, I already got, you know, I'm already out here for you showing, you know, like the lips you seeing. He's like, no, I want to see your face. And so then she said she'll do it for a band. And so he took out some money, and then she got closer to him, and then he put on her bandana, that ain't no face mask, and he's like, see, I know you pretty as hell, and you got them, he said, okay, this is really vulgar, but he said you got them dick sucking lips. And so then he was like, come on, what about how much for a sloppy toppy? And so then, which I had never heard that term before, y'all. So she was like, Clifford rule number 4, if you a hoe, you got to go. So then she was like, and then he had took out some more money, and then she was like, a break will make me break a rule though. So then he took out a big old another stack of money. So of course she did, and she was gonna do it anyway, right? Because it's roulette. So anyway, she proceeded to break Clifford rule number 4. If you a hoe, you got to go. Okay, so anyway, so she did her thing, made her money. So then, you know, the open credits came on down in the valley where the girls get naked. So then they come back, and all the girls got their big bags of money backstage, in the back where they get dressed. Mercedes didn't have that much money. Okay, her bag was like small, you know, compared to the other girls who had like the big trash bag, right? So then, anyway, Roulette told Mercedes, hey, Mercedes, you know, your bag, you know, don't think of it as half empty. I see it as half full. You know, I'm the optimistic hoe. So then Mercedes was like, pay the business that, mind you. So then Mercedes left, you know, and then she went down to, so the girls, you know, they're all happy and excited, giggling and stuff. They had their money, right? So then she went down to the gym where she had bought for the girls, you know, to do the gymnastics and the dance thing. I don't know if she'd lose in the building or what was going on with that, but it looks like she's not able to move forward with whatever plan she had with that. So anyway, looks like her shoulder is still healing also. So then we see her call up the coach. So y'all remember the coach from last season who was trying to put her up in the condo and give her money, and basically for him to have sex with her whenever he wanted. So she called him, and they're talking about one of his players being out, and then she was basically asking him, was that offer still standing? And so then she was like, well, what's the terms and conditions? Like, does your, she want to make sure the wife knows, the wife approves, and all that. And so then he said the offer still stands. So then they do agree. So they're going to meet at that condo. I'm not sure what city that condo is located in. Maybe, no, I don't know what city it is. It's in a bigger city than wherever Chuck and Lisa is, right? So anyway, then back over to the Pank, we see Uncle Clifford in his little outfit and his cheater print bonnet, and we see Haley, aka Autumn, right? And so they're over there talking, and she was saying that Andre was trying, she's trying to get him to something about she would sell the Pink for like 10 million or something like that. So anyway, Uncle Clifford was getting on her about opening the club, too early, and she caused all his chicken wings to burn up, and Mercedes' shoulder was not ready, and he was like, Clifford rule number 100.75, if you gonna cook a pot of hog maws, they got to simmer all day long. He's basically blaming Autumn for almost, ruining the club because she was trying to do things too quick. And then she was like, well, what's the girl, Whisper and Roulette, they can, be the headliners to Mercedes Shoulder Hill. And so Clifford was like, oh, she gonna be madder than a chicken in heat. Now I'm gonna tell her it was your fault when you did it. And so Clifford was basically saying like everything's Autumn's fault, like they gotta get a DJ, they gotta do this, they gotta do that, like, cause she's trying to do things too fast. And then she was like, and then he was like, although it could only be 65% your fault. So basically he wants more buy-in to the club. So I guess he only has, right now she has 85%, he has 15%. So then she was like, no, 75%, then he was like 65, and then she was like 75, and then he was like 68, so she's like, fine, 69. And so then when he was blaming her and said Mercedes gonna be mad at her, she was like, she's only gonna be 69% mad at me. So anyway, and then they were saying they need a new DJ. Well, Big Bone was back there playing some music from TikTok or something, and Uncle Clifford was really getting into it. And so then they're like, we need to find a new DJ. And because, the Big L, he ain't really it. And so they're like, Clifford's like, we're going to find a DJ at the last minute. And so then Big Bone was like, I could DJ. And then Clifford was like, Oxcord the phone Harley is a DJ. And then Autumn's like, well, you was just really getting into her music right now. So basically Autumn want Big Bone to be the DJ. Autumn just don't be thinking straight with her business stuff. I don't know. So anyway, to me, she is doing things like the wrong way, but I get it. She's trying to help the club make money, right? Excuse me, y'all. So anyway, then they decide to go ahead and do that. So then we see the pastor is, she having her food basket giveaways, the lines, and her granddaughter, Mercedes' daughters, came through driving. I don't think she's supposed to be driving, and she asked for 2 boxes, one for her, one for the neighbor. So then this like super saved, sanctified lady was like, oh my God, that's a blessing, She called the scriptures, and then she called the pastor there, and I can't think of Mercedes' daughter name, but anyway, she's like, oh no, please don't call her over here. And then she was like, so she said something smart to her, like pastor, whatever she called her by her name. And then the pastor was like, don't let this collar fool you. Like, I will be all up in your ass. And then she's like, sorry, hey, grandmama. And then she was like, why you need a basket for the neighbor? And she's like, where's Rochelle? And so then, which is the lady who raised, is her name Keisha? I don't know the little girl's name. I can't think of the girl's name, y'all. I'm sorry. So anyway, and so then she's like, oh, she's sleeping. She's like, 3 in the afternoon. She's like, yeah, she's sleeping. And she was like, she held her face. She's like, you look like Mercedes when you lie. And so then she was like, give her 4 boxes. And so the girl drove off. So anyway, so we already know something is up with the lady who's been raising the girl. So, okay, for the purpose of the video, y'all, I'm going to call her Keisha. That may not be her name. I don't know if it's Andrea. I can't think of the little girl's name. I'm sorry. So anyway, I feel like it started with an A though. Anyway, drop down in the comments, y'all know that little Mercedes' daughter's name. I can't think of it to save my life. So anywho, then let's see. we see Andre is still, you know, he ain't went back home to Atlanta to his wife. His wife is like, oh, you know, my dad is, and if I go out of order, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to cover all the main points of P Valley. Y'all know it always got a lot going on, but we're going to get through it and talk about it. So, anywho, so she calls him and it's like, oh, you know, my dad needs some litigation for his farm. If you're interested. He says no, you know, he's still down there. He's waiting for the reading of the will. He wants to, you know, figure out his own way with the job, whatever. So then she get called back in, and she's actually a doctor. I remember we thought in episode 1, I thought in episode 1 she was a nurse. She's actually a doctor. I'm like, this fool Andre over here trying to fool Adam and do God knows what and Chuck and Lisa. And he got this doctor, nice wife over here. Goodbye, Andre. So anyway, he a nobody. So, anyway, back down to, let's see, Mercedes goes to, I don't know what city this was supposed to be. I don't know if it was New Orleans or it was a big city of Mississippi or wherever it was going, like a main city. And she, to go to the condo to meet with the coach. And so then the wife, Farrah, she comes down. She was really pretty in her white outfit. And she was, you know, greets Mercedes. And Mercedes like, this is beautiful with an R. And then she's like, oh, you mean beautiful. So then the coach came and then she kissed her husband and all that. And so Coach and Mercedes are happy to see each other. And they all doing the most in front of the wife. I was like, this is so weird, y'all. This is so weird. And so then she had the contracts ready. She was like, I need you to sign page 6, page 11, page 35, X right here. Give you, here are the NDAs, you know, give your blood draws. I'm going to get your fingerprints and we're going to get it going. So it was like, dang. So Mercedes was like, oh my gosh, what? And then the Dirty Dozen tour is going on at the same time. This is going on, right? So, you know, Keyshawn and Lil Murda and all them are on the tour, the whole crew. And they go to this store, the convenience store, and the white girl behind the counter looking scared because they look like they about to rob the place because Lil Murda had the red bandana on as his mask. I'm like, wow, y'all was wearing them as masks. So anyway, and they buying stuff. She looked like they about to rob her. She was terrified. They took some hood pictures in front of the little liquor store. And then they did a concert with Big Frida open for them. I was like, shout out to Big Frida on this episode. And the song, what he said, Champagne, something. I don't know. The song was good, though. I was dancing in my room to that song. That was good. And so I thought Keyshawn was supposed to be rapping, too. But who knows? Anyway, so she dancing on the pole and Lil Murda doing his rap thing. And they having a good time. The next show supposed to be in Memphis, Tennessee, I believe. So anyway, so back over to the Pink, right? Actually, let's go back to Mercedes. Let's just wipe this Mercedes seat now because I can't be going back and forth in my head, y'all. So anyway, back over to Mercedes at the condo. So I guess she signed the paperwork or whatever. So she's sitting down talking to Farrah. The coach called. And so the coach had to go take the call. She's sitting down talking to Farrah. And then Farrah's like, you know, this is the first time she ever did this. And most of the coach's hoes don't be, you know, asking for permission. And they do it, you know, they're not as formal as Mercedes is about it. And so she was like, you know, Mercedes like, bitch, you gotta have some integrity. And so she was like, what if we did, what you would have did if I said no? She's like, I would have respected your no. And so Mercedes says she not a hoe. She's like, she figured everybody done did, you know, something for some money, like something else basically, which is true. And so she said, plus she done did some other things she didn't expect to do. So here she is. She never expected to be, you know, in a place like this. And so seemed like Farrah was kind of warming up to her. And then the coach got the phone and he's talking about one of his players. And then Mercedes is like, oh my God, I'm happy for you. And like Farrah started feeling uncomfortable, you could tell. And so then Mercedes talking about the pictures on the wall. There were photographs of the coach. They're really nice photographs. And so he's like, oh yeah, Farrah took those when she used to be a photographer. She's like, I still am a photographer. He's like, oh, you know what I mean, baby, like a professional photographer. And so then Mercedes was like, oh, you better recognize professionalism. So then she was really talking about like the second picture in the middle and saying how like she likes how it's fat, masculine, but soft, and how she captured it and giving Farrah all these compliments. And Farrah's like, oh, no one's ever described it like that before. So Farrah's really warming up to Mercedes now. And so then Farrah was like, well, let me get out of your guys' bed. Because Farrah was like, ugh, like, I'm like, girl, how you even put up with that? But Farrah was like, you know, told Mercedes when she was sitting there, like, you getting paid $10,000 in a condo to be my husband. So, like, yeah, you a hoe. She's like, and I get less of that than that to lay up under him every night. So, I guess Farrah is like, she cool with the arrangements. Maybe she got her a man on the side too. I don't know. Hey, she getting all the money, so I ain't mad at her. So anyway, whatever y'all do, y'all do. So then Coach, she was like, let me get out y'all bed. And so then Farrah was about to go because she uncomfortable. And so then Coach was like, no, baby, you got to see the Mercedes experience. You know Mercedes, when you do the one thing with your leg and da-da-da. Coach been in the club too many times. He know all the moves. So anyway. Oh, my sister dog just scared the mess out of me. And so anyway, Lord, that scared me. So sorry, y'all. So then Mercedes went ahead and put her music on. She did put on a good old show for the coach and his wife, for Farrah. Farrah was really getting into it. She was falling in love. So then Mercedes sat on the coach's lap. And she started, you know, getting ready to do her thing with him, kissing him. Then here come Farrah with her clothes off. But Farrah's like, y'all not going to leave her out of this. So then Farrah joined in. So basically, they like about to have a threesome. Then Mercedes' phone rang again. Because remember, her daughter had called her when she pulled up to the condos. And the daughter was like, what you doing? Like, you could tell she was going through something. And Rochelle was passed out drunk on the sofa, y'all. So anyway, so then the daughter kept calling again, and it, you know, she has like a funny ringtone when her daughter calls. So Mercedes kept like hanging up the call, and then, you know, they doing their thing. The coach, his wife, and Mercedes, and her phone rang again. She answered. It was the sheriff. The sheriff said she got the daughter, and Rochelle, I guess, was in the passenger seat, and he's like, you know, the daughter's going to end up having to go to jail if somebody don't come pick her up. So Mercedes had to go. So basically, coach and wife ended up doing their thing. So anyway, Mercedes left and go get the daughter. So then, okay, so back over, let's get Lil Murda and them out the way. Okay, so then back over there, and then we'll go down to the paint. Okay, so then back over there on the Dirty Dozen tour, they went to Tennessee, and then they went to the club. And then they see these other guys. I guess that was maybe like a gang rival for the guy that's supposed to be the bodyguard. Oh, side note, they still playing that stupid wink your eye and you dead game. Because when they at the convenience store doing a photo shoot, Mississippi did the eye wink at Lil Murda, and he was like, died. I was like, y'all still playing that stupid game. So anyway, that's just a side note. So back in the club, the dude walk in, and then I can't think of the bodyguard's name, but the big old light-skinned teddy bear bodyguard was like, soon as you start repping the blue and the gold, and Dave do a thing, and like, ain't gonna be no problems. And so then the guy that was with them with the little dreads and the glasses is like, oh, Lil Murda, he always got a bad B on his hand, and he on his arm, and a new album coming out, and da-da-da-da-da. And so then the guy with the blue and gold was like, no, like, I'll bet you, the next album gonna be, who gonna be the best trade, I think he said. So he was alluding to, he know, like, Lil Murda really likes, like, a Uncle Clifford type. Like, he already knew what was up, right? And so then he was like, I bet you gonna owe me a blue rack or something, blue stack, whatever he said. So basically, he already know, like, Lil Murda don't like Mississippi. That ain't his type. So anyway, then at the end of the night, everybody outside, and this girl's like, Lil Murda, like, she really wanted his attention, y'all. And so then she was like trying to walk up on him, and so then the guy in the blue and gold was like called her all out, her name and all this stuff, called her a big word and shouted at her, and he was like, you need to come on, try to holler at her. And then she was like, you ain't no murder, dude, like, get away from me. And then he was like, bitch, da 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 da. And then the security guard dude got into it with him, and then he was like, Lil Murda ain't your type. And then security guard dude swung on him, and then they get to fighting. Keyshawn was trying to do a lie. She ended up trying to have to drive the car off. I don't know if the bodyguard dude got shot or cut with a knife or what happened, but they got everybody. This big old scuffle out there. They got everybody in the car, got taken care of. So anyway, then I guess Lil Murda had went out or something, and then they get back to the hotel room, and all these girls are following them. And so, looks like their tour's going good, though, right? And so then he gets to the hotel room, and Mississippi kisses him, basically like to divert the girls to go away and get him in the room. And so then she put some oil on his scalp, and he got a postcard at that convenience store, and they was taking them stupid pictures, doing their photo shoot. He had got a postcard from Uncle Clifford, so he been sending her postcards the whole time, which is so sweet. I was like, oh, he really do love Uncle Clifford. Okay. So anywho, he was trying to think of what to say, and Mississippi's like, oh, just, what's your 27th thought? Speak from the heart with the woo. And so then he had wrote, I love you, and then she was like, that's how you all right. And then he's like, no other thought. And then she was like, oh, okay, then I go with that. And then he was like, he's like, I know what I did to mess up. Because she was saying, Uncle Clifford's don't come around here, too often here on earth or heaven. And so then he was like, I know what I did to mess up. Like, what'd you do to get kicked out? And then she was like, I couldn't believe in fairy tales. Because, she had a thing going on with Diamond, and she wasn't trying to get out of that horrible life with that white boy. Oh, Lord, girl, wake up. So anywho, so then Keyshawn's like, we don't send this postcard right now. And then she's all dancing around. And then the security guard dude came and wanted Lil Murda to go to the store with him. So they went to the store. They came back. They sat on the steps and was reminiscing, I guess, about their days in like jail and prison together. And somebody in jail named Boosie. I don't know if they meant Lil Boosie or like somebody named Boosie in the story. I don't know. Anyway, I'm throwing Lil Boosie into P-Valley environment. So anyway, so they was talking about like how they would, get into it with that guy, and then he shanked Murda, and then the guy died, and the bodyguard guy ended up going to the hole, and how Murda used to send him rhymes to the toilet paper, and he's like, it really got him through, and just how they got each other's back and all that stuff. So anywho, then we see, I think for the Dirty Dozen tour, that was pretty much it. So, also side note, Keyshawn and Lil Murda was taking pictures outside of the convenience store, and there's one where they're like about to kiss, and then Keyshawn was kind of worried about her white boy seeing that, but it's like, girl, who cares about him? So anywho, enough of that little Dirty Dozen tour, right? So then back to the Pank. We gotta go back to the Pank. So back at the Pank, we see, oh no, before we go to the Pank, let me get to Mercedes' mama, Pastor Bula. What is her name? Anyway, the pastor, woman pastor. She went down to they had like a Mississippi preachers or Chuckalisa preachers annual chicken cookout something, and the interim mayor came, and he's talking to them about that whole casino thing and the voting and the ballot. And so then she was out there showing out and saying the chicken dry, and she not about to be, they gonna vote for this casino, but they not gonna see that we get any of the money and see that we, come up, that we can even count and enjoy it and all this stuff. So she was just going off on them in her pink outfit, showing off. Okay, so then staying on track with her, then she was having some kind of event or gathering or service, and you could see them counting all the money in the machine in the back. I was like, Lord, her church. So she, the cops came, and the mayor guy came, the interim mayor, to shut her down because she was not supposed to be having church services yet during, the whole pandemic and all that. And she was like saying, those who have understanding, keep, stay silent. And they're like quoting Bible verses back and forth. It was kind of funny, actually. And so then she was like, oh, if you thought I forgot how she said, but basically, if you thought a neighbor was going to scorn you, then, bitch gonna get you. Like, she was going off. She was super mad because she had to shut down and do the service the way they're supposed to have it under the protocol. Okay, so anyway, we can go back down to the Pank, y'all. So back down to the Pank, Uncle Clifford is telling the girls, first we see Whisper talking to Roulette and gave her a tampon, and Whisper, she weird to me, so she was like, I told you everybody gonna sync up, and girls do sync up when they've been hanging out together and stuff, right? So then she gave the girl a tampon, and she's like, where are you from? Roulette says she from hell. I'm like, oh my God, what'd you say that about yourself, girl? So anyway, then Whisper gave her like a little bit of coke to do, and I'm assuming it was coke, y'all, I don't know. And she sniffed it, and so then Uncle Clifford was like, y'all girls ready? And then he was talking to them. And he was like, Clifford, rule number, whatever number. He said, you got to wear your mask in the club. He's like, got to get you some Corona Couture like me. So his mask was really, really cute with the chains hanging and everything. And then Uncle Clifford had on a banging pink and black outfit. His booty out. He had a booty popping. He was in his boots. He was looking cute. Okay, and so then one of the girls sneezed. And y'all know how we could not sneeze and cough at this time. We dang there still can't sneeze and cough really in 2022. So then he was like, oh, and then the other girl sprayed something. She was like, this is hairspray. And so then he was like, that'll do. He's like, Clifford, rule number, whatever, you do not sneeze in this time. She was like, what is wrong with you? And then she was like, it's just allergies. And he was like, well, help her then get to the store and get some clarity and get out of my face. So then he kicked her out. And so then they went out to the stage, and Clifford was the opening act. Clifford was climbing that pole. I was like, is that Uncle Clifford? He was doing the damn thing. I was like, go off Uncle Clifford. So we see Uncle Clifford climbing a pole, dropping it. They throwing money at Uncle Clifford. It was all good. Big Bone was back there doing a good job, I guess, DJing. And so then Uncle Clifford said he was just opening the act, give it up for Whisper and Roulette. So Whisper and Roulette came out. They was doing that thing on the pole, climbing, doing tricks. I mean, it was amazing. And then you could tell, they were definitely on something. And then you could see them kind of having a little trip, but they were really feeling themselves. They was getting money. Uncle Clifford was blowing the fan, blowing the money, cheering them on, going up for them, announcing stuff. And then when Roulette landed back on the floor, some kind of way she flipped down the pole and landed on the floor, and then she took her boobs out and shook her crowd, and then Uncle Clifford was like, rule number, whatever, no titties on the stage, and it got on her, and then he yelled something at Big Bone, and then Roulette and Whisper took their big bags of money outside, and then he was like, don't you be having no titties on the stage. And they're like, sorry, Uncle Clifford. And they just laugh and they don't care. And so then they go outside. We see Gidget's ex-white boyfriend out there crying to Big L. And he said he want to give up doing the drops. Guess they running prescription pills or something we're going to see at the end. So he crying over her. He want to give up that life. And Big L's like, we're just getting started. And he's like, I want to give her the white picket fence and all that. Reconcile with her, get her a ring, settle down, and all that. So then they were outside talking to them. And so he complimented Roulette on the move she did, but she didn't know the name of it. And so then she was like, what you been, fucking strippers or something? And then he was like, oh no, I don't do that. And then she was like, why? Ain't nothing wrong with that. And so then Whisper was like, no, the problem is when you marry him. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. So then, sorry, I drunk a Dutch brother. So anywho, and then Big L and Whisper left because Big L got called on the intercom by I was gonna say Big Frida. Uncle Clifford said, Big L, your break was over about 15 years ago. So he's like, let me get back on security. Lord knows he ain't doing nothing, y'all. So then he was like, yeah, your friend got a tendency to, drop some knowledge and then walk away. And then she was like, yeah, she does that. And then they getting all close to each other. And she was like, look, come here, you got something in your teeth. So then she pulled out like a pocket knife out her boot or something and went to get it out her teeth, out of his teeth. I was scared for his life, y'all. So then, right when that happened, we see Mercedes shooting water in Rochelle's face in the bathtub, because remember Mercedes had to go pick up her daughter and Rochelle from whatever situation when they got pulled over, right? So the lady, she been drunk. That's why the little girl basically didn't take care of herself. And so then she was like, spraying water on her in the bathtub. And she was like, I left you take it. You supposed to be taking care of her. You can't even stay sober long enough. And she's like, sorry, stay sober when you're not working. And then she was like, that ain't a dang excuse. And then she's like, I'll be damned if I let a hoe sit at me across from me in my house and talk bad about me. And so then she started throwing up. She's like, yeah, cough that. It's like you talking right now. And then she was like, you supposed to be taking care of her, like, what you doing? And then she was like, I don't want to be, I'm doing that because of your dad, because of Cortez said. And then she was like, yeah, just like, you said when you was 15, lied about, basically Mercedes lied about her age when she met that lady husband, Cortez. So she was like, not my fault that, like, you know, my boobs and titties came in soon. And she was like, I don't remember, like, I didn't cry on top of myself. So Mercedes, like, you know, it took both of us to make the child. And so the lady, Rochelle, saying, you know, I don't want to keep staring at his mistake every day. And she's like, well, I begged you, like, for him, you know, her back, and like, you never gave her back every time, even, you know, after he died. And she was like, because he said so. She's like, not because of me. Like, I didn't want to stare his mistake in my face every day. And she was like, he said, like, for me to take care of her because he knew that you couldn't. And she was like, that was his, like, on his deathbed, on one of his last breath, he begged me to, like, you know, never give the daughter back to Mercedes. And then so Mercedes was looking really shocked because she didn't know this. And then the lady Rochelle started cracking up. She's like, I was more loyal to him being a dead man than he was ever loyal to me walking this earth. So then she's like laughing. And so then Mercedes just looking crazy shocked. And then the little girl was listening around the corner. I was like, oh my God, that's so sad, y'all. So then we see back over at the Pank, backstage, Andre was texting Autumn about the whole selling the property thing, and I guess she still want to get 10 million, and so, or 11 million, something like that. And Uncle Clifford said, well, then I will get like 3. He was saying he don't want to sell. He's like, where would all these girls go? Autumn's like, well, you know, what is that? Your business. You ain't got to worry about it. He's like, although I would get like 3.1 million. And she was like, oh, you can count. So then back over at Rochelle house, right? We see Mercedes in the kitchen making food, and the little girl comes to talk to her, and she was like, is that true what Rochelle said? And then she was like, oh, you were listening? And she was like, yeah. She's like, you're only 15. She's like, yeah, I was only 15. And, you know, I had to do with my mom. She's like, why you didn't ever come? You know, why did you give me up? Like, what happened? And she's like, well, my mom, you know, I had to do what my mama said. I was 15. I had to give you away. And then she was like, why you never try to give me back? And then she was like, what, no court gonna give no baby, you know, to a stripper. So that scene was a little weird to me, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, because the little girl heard the mama say that the girl's dad, Cortez, said, don't give the girl to Mercedes, whatever you do. So for me, that's what Mercedes should have said, like what you heard her say. So I didn't know why the little girl got so mad, because she heard the conversation where Rochelle said that the daddy, Cortez, said don't ever give the baby to Mercedes. So that would be the reason why Mercedes couldn't get you back. I don't know. Did I misinterpret that wrong? Y'all let me know in the comments, because I was like, well, why are we getting all mad again? Because you just heard her say it around the corner when you was ear hustling. So anyway, that was just my take on it. So the little girl got mad because Mercedes making food. She's like, a bitch ain't even got Velveeta up in here. And she was like, you hungry? You want some food? And so then the girl started questioning her about that. And she was like, you know, Mercedes just basically told her, like, you know, when no court gonna give stripper her baby back. And then she was like, oh, you always got excuses. And she decided to go to bed. And so Mercedes is left kind of feeling bad still, like she is. And I don't know, hopefully they reconcile. But like I said, I didn't understand it, because if Cortez said don't ever give Mercedes back, if that's what Rochelle was told, that's probably part of the reason that Mercedes never got the girl back anyway. She wasn't gonna get her back. So I don't know, that's a hot mess. If I was Rochelle, I would give the girl back. The guy's dead. It was his mistake. Not that the child's a mistake, but y'all know what I mean. You know, it's just complicated. It's just complicated. So anyway, let's see. Towards the final scenes there, we see Big L and the white boy. I don't know his name, y'all. Sorry. You could see they transferring some pill bottles into his truck or out his truck or something. Doing that last run he said he gonna do. Then we see Roulette get out of a car, and she was like, let me know if you want to spin the roulette again. So you can tell she's breaking rule number 4 continually. Matter of fact, there was an earlier scene where this guy was like, I'm looking for the girl with the dick sucking lips, and the girl was like, I'm not doing that, the one stripper. And so Roulette already just started the trend with the guys in there. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So anyway, back to the final scene. So Roulette can see like that they're moving pill bottles, and they can see that she hoeing. And so I think that's going to be in a secret between them. I don't know. I think I covered the whole episode, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Let me know what y'all thought of the review. What is the little girl's name, Mercedes' daughter's name? Drop it in the comments. Y'all let me know any predictions y'all have for this upcoming season. P-Valley is always good, all right? All right, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.